Hi, this is Real World Audio, and this is going to be something really special, and that is not Kintaro, but a strange topic on how to rig up a loudspeaker A/B test to automatically fail one speaker or the other. And this is especially for those who only believe in A/B test. So basically, you are hooking up one or the other loudspeaker to a system and you listen to one after the other how they sound, and you proclaim that one is better than the other or one is better than the other, vice versa. And there's a very simple way that actually can totally bias this test to an extreme degree, and that thing, the bias, is how warm up a loudspeaker is. Because if you are comparing one loudspeaker that is, let's say, you have the Mirage, you have been using it heavily for a year, or your audio salesman has his favorite set of loudspeakers that he has hooked up to his system all the time, and he demos that system with that loudspeaker, then that loudspeaker is in a really good shape, very well warmed up, and now you want to listen to another loudspeaker which is probably not even broken in properly, or even if it's broken in but it hasn't been used for months. Then when you hook it up that cold to the system and try to compare it to the other loudspeaker that is warmed up and is kept in peak condition, then the difference will be very much biased towards that loudspeaker which the dealer uses every day and has many hours on it every single days, which keep the suspension pliable and more responsive. So then you will hear that that system that's being played constantly has much better dynamic and much better in every single way than the dead cold, the stone cold loudspeaker. And then you can do this thing the other way, like reverse the two speakers. So the one that is well warmed up, just disconnect it from the amplifier, do not play anything on it for 3 months, and have your other loudspeaker stay in the showroom as the main demo speaker for that salesperson, and do the test again with the second pair of speakers warmed up versus the stone cold other, and you will be shocked that now the differences will be quite vice versa. And even if there's like a gigantic step between two loudspeaker, like in the case of these two guys here, even then you can rig it so that the difference might seem much smaller or much greater than it actually is. So that's why it's very important that when you audition loudspeakers, ask the person who is demoing them that what was the warm up status of those loudspeakers that he's demoing. Did he just pull one of them from his storage? And even if it's a broken in speaker, even if both of them are very broken in, but one of them hasn't been used for a week, for a month, it will be a big change. And here's one huge thing for every one of you guys, is that the higher efficiency a loudspeaker is, the more it wants to be played. So basically, if you disconnect these two speakers, the medium normal efficiency Mirages and the ultra efficient Altex, if you disconnect them for 1 day, it's going to impact the Altec much worse, much more than the Mirage. So after that, after one day disconnect, it's going to take the Mirage much shorter to play at its optimum compared to the Altec. And that's because the higher the sensitivity is, the more the compliance of the surround, the compliance of the spider, we don't see it but it's around there, is affected. So if you play that loudspeaker constantly, then those vibrations affect those materials and keep them pliable, so they are at an optimum condition. So that's why, uh, if you want ultra efficient loudspeakers, they will work well for you if you listen to them every day, or at least every second day. If you just turn them on once a week, you are not going to be happy with them. With lower efficiency loudspeakers, they warm up much faster, and they don't crave being played all the time. And that's because when you are listening to them, you are pumping much higher power into them for an average listening session. You are pumping higher current to them, so that higher power output, that higher cone movement. So there you can see the cones move when you push the volume, and then when you see the cone movement, that warms up the compliance, so warms up the surround, warms up the spider, and make it compliant in a much shorter time compared to the ultra efficient speaker, where even at volumes when the house is coming down, I don't see the cone move anything. Maybe the faintest of vibrations I can observe at extreme sound pressures. And when there's so tiny movement of the driver, then it takes ages for the surround and the spider to warm up. That's why it has to be played every single day to for you to enjoy it at its fullest. So I hope this just adds a few more interesting information and snippets about what is life with high efficiency, or I would say ultra high efficiency loudspeakers versus normal loudspeakers. Something to just mind for you. So thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Please like and subscribe.